Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to request that you maybe find yourself, it's free seating as you can see, find yourself a table. Dr. Morton and company. Someone just indicate to our guests which way they need to go. The other way around, please. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jacques. I'm DBC academic at University of the Western Cape. And it really gives me such a great pleasure to welcome you all. As I was watching you filling up the hall, as always in Cape Town, one worries because people RSVP and that some life happens. But I'm very pleased to see that you made time in your busy schedules to be here with us this morning. I would like to acknowledge the deans of the faculties that are present here today. They're going to play quite an important role during this event. Then I think Prof. Dube, the DBC Student Development and Support is also here. There are a few deputy deans that I would also like to acknowledge. All the principals of the schools that took the time out. I know it's assessment time, that last stretch just before the school closes or the term ends. The LO educators, you know, I'm showing my age now, but it's difficult for me to say an educator. For me, it's a teacher. And so I want to welcome all the teachers here this morning as well. This is our second annual Schools Reward and Recognition Breakfast. And last year, when I started this initiative, it really broke my heart that I couldn't be here because of snow on the other side of the globe. And some of you that were here last year would recall that my flight was delayed by more than one day on the other side in Canada. And just when I thought I was going to make it, there was snow on the ramp and in London, and I could only speak to you via cell phone, and I think it must have sounded terrible. So really, it's so special for me to be able to welcome you here. Next year, UWC will be 60 years old. Now, in terms of universities, this is still very young. But for us, we have a significant history. And our history shows that it's really a place where dreams are realized. You know that our strapline is from hope to action through knowledge. And we do not just overcome at this university. We know that excellence is in us. Just like you would know that excellence is in you, irrespective of our diverse backgrounds and irrespective of the fact that the majority of our students, so many of our students come from disadvantaged backgrounds. So what we do here today is that we honor, we reward, and we recognize you as our top feeder schools, but also those schools that are very involved in our community engagement initiatives. Coming from a teaching family, I know how a teacher can influence a child. You can make a learner believe in him or herself. You can make a learner believe that he or herself is not destined to be greater than where he or she is coming from. And you can influence the decisions that they make that will actually determine what happens to them in their lives. Just watching this morning, seeing the joy on some of the faces where people realize, but this is my ex-principal. And someone came to me, and I won't mention names, and said, "Can you believe it? This is my principal." And I said, "But you grayer than the principal. So how did this happen?" As a matter of interest, the top 10 feeder schools, we roughly receive about 40,000, just over 40,000 applications, just to give you some context. And we accept at the university, as far as our first year enrollments are concerned, we accept about 4,300 students. Now, of the top feeder schools, the top 10, we received 781 applications, and we accepted 363, which means that it's almost 1 in 2. It's 46.5, the ratio. And it shows you how competitive it is these days for students to make sure that they are placed and that they are enrolled in the right discipline. So besides the recognition that we are affording you this morning, we also want to thank you, and I want to thank you personally in advance for promoting UWC at your school, so that we can make sure that that ratio can increase next year, and we'll see what happens at next year's breakfast. You might not be aware, but we have the 4 universities in the Western Cape, 3 of which are ranked in the top 5 in the country. And those 3 are UCT, Stellenbosch, and UWC. UWC is joint 5th, according to the Times Higher Education rankings, with University of Pretoria, another institution. So we are really privileged in the Western Cape that we have universities of such a world-class status, if I can use that word, where we really care about the quality of the graduates that we're producing. And so we would like you to make sure that UWC becomes the university of first choice. So there's never a free meal with this woman. You came here today to learn about us, beyond, in anticipation of Open Day. And we want to inform you more of what we as UWC have to offer. When I looked at the most popular programs, for want of a better word, I found it interesting that the LLB, the BA, BCom Accounting, B.Ed Foundation Phase, B Social Work, B Social Work, and BSc Occupational Therapy were amongst the top 10. But as you know, we are ranked number 1. I'm not punting for the Dean of Science, but we are number 1 in physics in Africa. So each of the deans are going to have an opportunity to tell you about what we have to offer at UWC. I also would like to encourage you, you would have seen when you came in that we have some exhibition tables. Now the faculties, there are 7 faculties that we have at UWC. The faculties have all exhibited, and please make time during this breakfast to engage with them. If you have any questions, you will meet him later, Mr. Siviwe Minya, he's sitting over there, and he will also be presenting the awards with me later. He's from our Student Enrollment Management Unit, and that's where the recruitment goes. And so when you have career evenings, awards evenings, invite us. My children go to Stellenberg High School. And I actually felt so jealous now early in this year. Matric, you know, the occasion where the matric jackets get sort of unveiled. And who's the guest speaker at that event? The person who does the recruitment at Stellenbosch. And I'm like, invite us. You don't know the UWC story. So make sure that when you have your awards evenings, that you also include us, because you might just be withholding an opportunity because you might not be as informed as you could be. Please also take some time. This year we have 4 key priorities, of which this fits into our first key priority in terms of learning and teaching at UWC. And the top one is around excellence and student success. And as part of the excellence in student success key priority, I have an apex project which we call Operation Student Success, which has 4 legs. The one is that we have a framework now for student retention and success, because when the student come to us, we have students of various levels of preparedness, and we want to make sure that we give our students the best academic and holistic experience at UWC. So part of that is, how do we retain our students and how do we make sure that they become successful so that they can graduate and can become lifelong learners, which is one of our graduate attributes. But the second leg of that is that we have a tutor enhancement program and other forms of academic support. And Dr. Sue Pather has a table outside because she drives that in my office. She's a teaching and learning specialist in my office. But we also, the third leg, she's also responsible for the first year experience, which is a new program. We've totally revamped the way in which we approach our first year experience. And there's an interesting table also that I encourage you to have a look at. And then the last part of it is that we spend roughly about 15 million rand a year on enhancing our tutor program as well as our academic support initiatives, such as the peer mentoring that's part, and the transition officers that we have that's part of our first year experience. And the last leg speaks to that excellence. We need to cater for the student in the whole range of the student when they come into our university. And therefore, you would see a couple of students with lovely T-shirts and students sitting over here. Those sitting over there, they're part of the Accelerated Excellence Program, and they've just graduated. They were the first cohort. Some of them are at the back. And some of our new AEP 29 students, 19 students, you can just wave, don't look so nervous. You can just wave that everybody can see you. Those are the high-performing students at UWC. And you would be very interested to see where some of them come from. So for this morning, sit back, relax, and feel very welcome at UWC. I'm now going to ask the deans in the following order as on the program. In fact, I would like actually for us to play if I may, with your indulgence, play the video first. And then if the deans can get themselves ready to do their short, I call it a pitch. You are very important people, principals and educators that are here this morning. The deans will be pitching to you this morning. But before we do that, we have a first year video, and I want to thank Dr. Sue Pather. And then the 2 actors in the video, can they please stand? Lonel Levis and Sazi Changana. Those are the third year students now. Sazi is top student in the law faculty, and Lonel is top student in the Faculty of Arts. Enjoy.
here at UwC, you can prepare for the world of the future. So let's check out the 7 faculties and what they have to offer. The Faculty of Arts is one of the oldest. There are 11 departments in the Arts faculty that take care of a huge range of social sciences and language studies. Let's find out about the different departments in arts and their admission requirements.
Very few people know that UwC, what you see today, was built on the backs of research which emanated from the arts faculty. We have 3 centres. We have the Archbishop Desmond Tutu Centre for Spirituality and Society. We have the Centre for Humanities Research, and we have the Centre for Multilingualism and Diversity Research. All these 3 centres allow for students to find a space within their own research areas. We are always updating our modules. We keep it topical, we keep it interesting because we know that our students are not one-dimensional. They come with their own experiences. At first level, just raising your hand and answering a question, and participating and putting yourself out there, being vulnerable is the first step to discovering your academic citizenship. We want students that are willing to think outside of the box and come up with their own innovations and ideas. We want students that are going to go out there and be critical of what's happening and make changes. You have to have a goal. You need to be able to see yourself going back to community and making changes. Education is your key. It's the way out.
The Faculty of Community and Health Sciences is where you want to be if your passion is changing people's welfare and health for the better.
Yes, our CHS faculty really moves with the time to give you the most relevant training to meet the health and welfare challenges of today's world.
So we currently have a very active tutoring program running in each department that offers academic support to students, especially first-year students. Students who choose to study in our faculty do so because they have an interest in the health and well-being of people and society as a whole. Our students should be able to demonstrate teamwork as they will be required to work in teams in communities and health sectors they find themselves in, as the work done in health and social welfare professions is yet a labor of love, and community and health science students are agents of social good in an ever-changing society. And remember, there is no need to feel overwhelmed or nervous because we are all here to help, support, and guide you through the process.
If you plan on studying dentistry, our faculty of dentistry here at UwC is the best rated in Africa.
The faculty is actually attached with hospital as well as the campus, so students get lots of clinical practice.
The faculty offers a very big range of courses in the fields. Let's check them out.
Dentistry previously used to be a white male-dominated profession, and this became the first faculty in the country to train people of color to become dentists. So we have 7 facilities or sites where we train students. There is this training, it's called the Pelopel by Healthcare Training, and it goes throughout the country where there are no other health services. This in itself instills a sense of community in the students. If at the first test a student has difficulty, we identify that student and we set in motion peer mentoring where a senior student assists that junior student. The first things I think you must enjoy working with people, because dentistry is an interactive profession. You must also like to work with your hands. It's a very artistic profession. If you're prepared to put in the hours, the hard work, the commitment to people, to community, it's a very rewarding profession.
If your dream is to be in business, then the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences is for you.
This one's for you movers and shakers who like solving problems with figures or people.
We are the largest faculty in terms of student numbers. We have just over 5,500 students who are registered for undergraduate and postgraduate programs in our faculty. There are too few women who are chartered accountants and too few black people, and I use the term inclusively, who are in the profession. So there's a need to change within the leadership within that profession. We're looking at how we prepare our students for the world of work. We're looking to encourage
studies in the law faculty are critical thinkers and have good communication skills. Once you start, it's a 4-year program, no short. So you have to be dedicated, you have to be disciplined and work consistently.
If education is your thing, our faculty of education is where you need to be.
This one's not just for the people planning to teach. At UWC, you can study here to be a leader and innovator in education as well.
So the faculty is a teacher education faculty, and therefore we train teachers in our core business. We focus on training teachers across our different schools. So students should be interested in education as I said. They should be engaged in terms of what's happening and what are the learning and education needs of society in general. You must have a hands up on university experience because they will fix happening within the university. But the most important is to be part of the university conversation. So therefore participate in what universities expect from you and what universities offer. Having a critical mind is one of the most important things we encourage from our students. And we enjoy students who ask questions.
If you're a scientist at heart, then you should register with our Faculty of Natural Sciences.
We've got state-of-the-art facilities and a huge array of course options. UWC is a great place to study science.
At undergraduate level, for example, first year, it's going to be very, very basic science that is taught. We really focus on making sure that we have very, very efficient and effective teaching. We came up with a strategy in order to make mathematics more accessible without dropping the standard. And that intervention led to a very huge increase in participation and performance from the students. The student has to be prepared to listen and be advised. If one is committed and is really open to learn, anybody can do science. What we require is just passion. I would say this is probably one of the faculties and universities that has impact on people's lives, and those who have passion for that should go.
So whichever of our faculties suits your academic dream, you'll find a niche in UWC.
So now you can choose your UWC faculty and begin to make your impact on the world.
Thank you very much. This is available on YouTube, so we'll be sending you the link to this video and so that you can make it available also to your learners at your school. I would now like to call on Professor Veau Nomlomo, the Dean of the Faculty of Education. Too high for
Thank you. Molweni, goeiemorgen, good morning. All right. Thank you very much to the DVC academic, Professor Vivian Lavac. Let me extend my greetings, protocol observed, to the DVC academic, Prof. Lavac, DVC student development and support, Professor Pamela Dube. My fellow deans who are here will be introduced to you. In fact, you will see them as they come over. The deputy deans who are present here, and the directors of the different units and schools who are with us this morning, the teaching and learning specialists, and all the faculty reps who are present in this occasion, as well as the registrar's office, I think is represented here, as well as the quality assurance office. If I've left any, please forgive me. I'll go on because I have only 3 minutes. I think this is a special moment for our guests, the school principals and the LO teachers. You know, when I looked at the program, I asked myself, why am I number one on the program? Why is education the first one? Also, knowing that my line manager, the DVC, knew very well that we were not around. But I came to realize that, well, it's right, it's important, because we're talking about education, the mother of all professions. So education has to be tops. So thank you for this opportunity. I'll be just very brief and give an overview of what we have already had on the screen. In fact, as a teacher, I'm tempted to ask a question, just to assess the listening skills and comprehension skills of everybody who's here. But I don't have that time, unfortunately. I'll be brief, just to introduce you to the Faculty of Education. The DVC has spoken very well in her introduction, giving you an overview of the university, describing it as a university of excellence, where we really committed in excellence. So in view of that, the education faculty focuses on preparing teachers for the 21st century, and we are recognized for excellence in teaching and learning and towards more critically engaged citizens. And I'm very happy to see some of my students amongst this group who are now in senior positions, some of whom I couldn't recognize because now they are adults. And you can see that, you know, I used to say in my lectures that you will do the lesson plan when you are at UWC. And then now, when the phone, you get a message on the 30th of each month, then you can do away with the lesson plan. Remember, Bully? So I'm very happy to see them here. And just to give you an overview of the structure of the faculty, you will all know that we are mainly focusing on teacher education, initial teacher education. So we offer programs for initial teacher education like the BEd 4-year degree, which focuses on the foundation phase. We've got a brand new program on the foundation phase. We prepare teachers for the senior phase, and we have a 1-year certificate, the postgraduate certificate, which focuses on the FET. But I also want to mention that we're not only looking at initial teacher education programs, we also focus on postgraduate studies in the form of honors, which we offer in different areas like languages, science and mathematics education, and in educational leadership and management, which I think it is very, very crucial at this point in time, given what we see in our schools. And we also have a very strong postgraduate studies program in the form of masters, MEd, and PhDs. And I'm also proud to say that we are a small faculty in terms of student numbers, but we're not small when it comes to postgraduate students. So we're really doing very well in terms of producing masters and PhDs in the field of education. As a committed faculty, we also visible in our communities, particularly in the form of supporting teachers in various areas like mathematics education and science education and languages. And I know that some of the teachers who are present here are involved in various projects like the one which is led by Professor Cyril Julie, the Lady Mtali, which aims at supporting teachers in schools with mathematics. And you will be aware that we also having a continuous professional development program on science education, where we provide support to teachers and learners mostly in disadvantaged areas through the Science Learning Center. I'm almost done. I just want to say that we also have an institute called the Institute for Post-School Studies, which looks into the areas of higher education, adult education, and the Technical and Vocational and Education Training Center, which is receiving good attention at this point in time. And I'm very proud to say that we are the very first institution in the country to offer a postgraduate diploma in the TVET sector. What we do there, we try to professionalize the sector by supporting lecturers who are working in the field of technical and vocational education. And I suppose that many of us who are here are in leadership and management positions. So we'll be introducing a brand new advanced diploma in educational leadership and management in 2020. So we invite you to come and strengthen your leadership skills. And finally, I want to say thank you very much for coming, and I hope to see you either in our honors or in our advanced diplomas or in our masters and in our PhDs. You are most welcome because we need quality, and the quality starts with us. The quality starts with the teachers. Thank you very much.
Next up, Professor Jacques de Veau, the Dean of the Faculty of Law.
Thank you, Professor Lavac. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be focusing on our undergraduate program, just to tell you a little bit about it. So at the moment, the faculty offers 3 programs for the study of law, and from 2021 it plans to offer 4 programs. So just a little bit about each one of them. Our main program is a 4-year LLB, and we only admit a limited number of students to this program, 250 this year and next year. And so even if the students reach the minimum number of points, then they're still not guaranteed a place because we can only take the best students for this program. So really, if your students your learners want to study law, you have to encourage them to get very good marks to be admitted to this program. Then we offer also a 5-year program. So it includes a first-year foundational program where students are prepared to study law. So very slowly they are introduced to law and to legal subjects so that they can start with a 4-year program. Then in collaboration with the Economic and Management Sciences faculty, we also offer a BCom Law program. And this is a very good choice for students because law is, of course, to a great extent also about commerce. And so students in the first 3 years do both law subjects and commerce subjects, and that make them much more marketable, and they can also find employment much easier when they finish their studies. So they do a 3-year BCom Law, and then they do their LLB over 2 years. So it's a very intensive program, but it's a very good qualification to have. And then from 2021, we plan to introduce a BA Law in collaboration with the Arts faculty, where students will do a 3-year BA program with some law subjects, and after that they will do the LLB again over 2 years. So then they can do philosophy, politics, sociology, anthropology together with law subjects, and so have a broader kind of knowledge when they start to do the LLB. So just a little bit about the faculty. We have 4 departments, and these 4 departments then teach students the basic subjects of law in the LLB, South African law, foreign law, also international law. So we do the basic subjects, contract law, law of persons, and so on, but the faculty also offers a number of specialized courses or electives, as we call them, in the final year, where students can do environmental law, for example, trade law, and we also give them the opportunity to do clinical law, so practical law, so that when they go into practice, they already know what that is about. And of course, after the completion of the LLB, students can also register for a master's degree. We have a number of specialized areas here, again, labor law, trade law, economic crimes, etc. And after that, of course, there's the opportunity to do a doctorate in law. Our students are very successful. If one looks at our alumni list, we have a number of judges, almost 20, that come from UWC. We have many magistrates who come from UWC, law professors, law deans, successful attorneys, advocates, and people in business. And so you can be sure that if you send your learners to UWC, that they will get a good education and that they will have a good chance of success with their careers. Thank you.
The Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences will be represented by the Deputy Dean Teaching and Learning, Professor J. Jansen.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be representing the Dean as she's away in Belgium on some business, university business. So I'm going to stick to the script that she gave me because I promised her when she comes back, the faculty and everything will still be in one piece. So I'm not going to deviate too much. So just to tell you a little bit about our faculty offers a range of undergraduate and postgraduate programs which prepare students for careers in both the private and public sectors. These include careers in the fields of accounting, my home department, economics, business management, finance, industrial psychology, which is human resources, etc., information systems, politics, developmental studies, and public administration. The programs offered include a Bachelor of Commerce, so that's our BCom, BCom Accounting, which is a specialized BCom specifically accredited by the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants, the South African Institute of Professional Accountants, and the Institute of Accounting and Commerce. And then we've also got a BCom Financial Accounting degree. So the BCom Accounting degree is the straight CA route, and the BCom Financial Accounting is other qualifications, also accredited by South African Institute of Professional Accountants and the Institute of Accounting and Commerce. Then the good thing also is that between the two degrees, you can transition from the CA degree to the non-CA or vice versa. We've got BCom Law, as the Dean of Law spoke about, and a Bachelor of Administration, or B-Admin, with its focus on public administration, followed by advanced diplomas, postgraduate diplomas, honors degrees, and master's degrees in all of the above disciplines. We've also got doctoral studies, except for now, not in accounting, but we've got up to master's in accounting. But in all the other disciplines, we also have doctoral studies. As part of our focus on the co-curricular, we have various initiatives underway that are intended to strengthen students' critical and analytical thinking abilities, as well as preparing them for the world of work. This year, we are launching the Maths for EMS pilot project, which is intended to support in preparing learners from grade 10 and onwards to cope with mathematically intensive modules and programs at university level. We are also connecting more robustly with industry and government stakeholders in starting the engagement on what the world of work entails, how it's changed, and what our external stakeholders expect of graduates of commerce and public administration. In just a little bit more about that, we are meeting with industry, and we will be more regularly meeting with industry to ensure that our students are ready for the world of work. And in the faculty, we've got an advisory board with sub-boards where we get the people in from industry and commerce, and we can actually have a chat to them about what they need and what we can provide, not just academically, but also on the professional side and softer skills. Our faculty also has launched a number of new postgraduate programs in information communication technology, and partners with the Faculty of Natural Sciences in offering these postgraduate diplomas and master's programs. The faculty provides additional support to new students through a range of enrichment courses in first and second years of study, offered through 4-year streams in the BCom Accounting and BCom General degrees. The faculty maintains a strong research focus, both through the output of individual academics and through a number of research units: the Institute for Poverty, Land and Agrarian Studies, the Institute for Development Studies, and the African Center for Citizenship and Democracy in the School of Government. Our aim as a faculty is to develop graduates who are well equipped for the world of work and able to influence social, political, economic, and technological spheres of our South African society and the globe. Thank you.
Faculty of Natural Sciences, the Dean is Professor Michael Davies-Coleman.
Good morning to you all. It's so nice to see a wonderfully full hall today. My name is Mike Davies-Coleman. I'm the Dean of Natural Sciences. I'm a chemist by profession. And I would just like to thank Veau for all protocols observed. It enables the rest of us to charge and deliver a very interesting overview of our faculties. Well, just get down to the facts. We are a faculty of about 3,500 students, of which nearly 2,800 are undergraduates. We have 9 departments. We have the traditional departments. We have 9 departments and a school of pharmacy. We have the traditional departments that produce the traditional degrees in chemistry, physical sciences, maths, computer science, and earth science statistics. We also have unique degrees with unique departments in biotechnology, biodiversity and conservation biology. Biotechnology is microbiology and biochemistry, all together and integrated. Biodiversity and conservation biology is botany, zoology, and entomology, all integrated in a most amazing and interesting way. And we have medical biosciences, with integration of anatomy, physiology, and medical microbiology. We have the only pharmacy school in the Western Cape, and a pharmacy school that's in the top 2 in the country. And we have superb facilities. The university has invested nearly 1.1 billion rand in the last 10 years into science at the University of Western Cape. So I have a very privileged position and wonderful new buildings and infrastructure. Last year we opened the Computational and Mathematical Sciences building, which we share with the Faculty of Economics and Management Sciences. But part of the opening of the building involved bringing in 1,100 brand new high-end computers for our students. It's an amazing facility and pretty unique in South Africa. Coupled with that is the realization that we are, whether we like it or not, in the middle of the 4th Industrial Revolution. Technology is leaving people at my age and beyond a little behind, but we need to keep up. And what we have done is, working with the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences, started to embrace this 4th Industrial Revolution with a great deal of speed. We have launched this year the first postgraduate diploma in augmented and virtual reality. Those of you who are not quite sure what it is, it's when you put headsets on and go into another world. I wish we could do that on a more regular basis. But we also have now this year introducing updated modules on machine learning, artificial intelligence, and many of the other buzzwords that are becoming more and more real in the world around us. We've also realized that we're now being swallowed up and drowning in data lakes. Enormous amounts of data are coming to us, especially in the commercial sector, but also from very large experiments. For instance, the Square Kilometre Array Radio Telescope, which has been producing shortly 1 terabyte per second worth of data. For those of us from our generation who wonder how much data that is, if we were to store it on the good old-fashioned CDs that we remember from a decade ago, it would be a pile of CDs every day, 12.5 kilometers high. So we're having to train our students to deal with masses of data that we never ever saw when we were their age. And so we've launched programs in now data science with international and national companies, and we are progressing extremely fast in that direction. Going back to large amounts of data from the Square Kilometre Array, the DVC mentioned that are based on our research outputs 2 years ago. We were recognized by one of the top journals in the world, Nature, as being the leading research physics department on the African continent. And it's largely due to our presence in the Square Kilometre Array Radio Telescope and cosmology, which is a wonderfully endearing science to those involved, but it's looking into the past and finding out how we emerged and why we are who we are. And it's also looking into the future. So if any of you have any young, bright mathematicians, physical scientists, encourage them to get involved at UWC in physics, because I believe that if we're ever going to have future Nobel Prizes coming out of this country, they are going to come through our astrophysics programs. On that score, I want to speak to all of you in education. I know you're under huge pressure to improve pass rates at matric. It's extremely debilitating. You reduce the options of young people enormously by convincing them that maths literacy is their future. We decided last year, we've been tackling mathematics at this institution. It's our problem. It's all of our problem. It's not the school's problem, it's not the university's problem, it's all of our problem. And it's all of our challenge. And the biggest myth, I think, is that you can either do maths or you can't do maths. It's nothing like that. It's about attitude and not aptitude. We have shown that in our second year undergraduate mathematics courses. For years, we had a 30% pass rate. We then decided that it was about attitude and not aptitude, and the students agreed with us, and they gave up their Saturdays, all of them, 6 hours at a time, voluntarily to come and work at mathematics, and the pass rate went to 70%. I have never seen that in my academic career. We've got a new enthusiasm for mathematics at the University of Western Cape, but I haven't seen it at any university in this country over 30 years. So I'm encouraging you, please, talk to your young people and convince them that mathematics, they can do it. It's about attitude and not aptitude. On that score too, if your mathematics results are very poor, never mind how good other results are, you struggle to get into any science course in this country, and we are no exception. Although our entrance levels for mathematics are 4, we seldom look at, we have 4,500 applicants for 730 places. So even though you may have the minimum qualifications, it's your total performance at matric, especially in mathematics, physical sciences, and life sciences, especially mathematics, that secures you a place at any institution, including the University of Western Cape. And it's so sad to see young people with aspirations to do science who are absolutely handicapped by very poor mathematics mark at matric. So I encourage you, please, put all the interventions you can into your matric class to make sure that they get the top marks in mathematics. And I really look forward to seeing them all coming to the University of Western Cape, which is your university of choice. If you want to know more details, there's a little pamphlet outside on the science table that covers all the courses and all of the requirements. Thank you.
The Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Professor Duncan Brown.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for coming. I feel a little bit as though I'm at a family reunion here. My father was headmaster of several schools. My sister is deputy head of Berea Primary, and the other sister, she's head of Berea Primary, and the other one is deputy head of Maropula in Gaborone. So I come from a long line of educators. The Faculty of Arts is the second largest faculty at UWC and offers a wide range of subjects in the humanities and social sciences. It's home to 12 academic departments, 3 research centers, and 3 research chairs. Students can choose from a range of subjects, including languages like English, Afrikaans, isiXhosa, Arabic, French, German, Latin, as well as subjects like anthropology, sociology, history, geography, tourism is a major industry in the Western Cape, environmental studies, women's and gender studies, philosophy, ethics, linguistics, communication studies, religious studies, theology, and library and information science. Arts students can also take politics, psychology, and even industrial psychology as part of their BA degrees, even though those departments are located in other faculties. Now, many arts graduates go into the more traditional professions of teaching, university lecturing, as I did, librarianship, religious ministry, newspaper journalism, advertising, and so on. But many are making careers in newer areas like digital literacies, mobile technologies, broadcasting, e-publishing, corporate communications, web design, managing the online presences of major corporations, brand management, online reporting, blogging, research consultancies, and so on. And in all of these areas of work, it's particularly their communicative abilities, their ability to work flexibly and independently, their ability to conduct research, and their ability to think laterally that gives them the edge. In fact, many of them end up in careers which do not exist when they first entered school. So fast is the job market changing. But we also offer some specifically vocational qualifications in our faculty, in which students are trained for particular professions. These include museum and heritage studies. If you go to almost any museum in the country, you'll probably find a UWC graduate there as curator. We teach GIS, we teach tourism, as I've mentioned, environmental studies. We have one of the strongest programs in the country in creative writing, and if your students come to our creative writing program, they will be taught by Anki Kroch, Sindiwe Magona, Kobus Moelman, Meg van der Merwe, and Nkosinathi Sithole, all of them major award-winning authors in South Africa. We teach translation and multilingual studies, information studies, mobile literacies, and communication studies. So there is a great deal on offer at the Arts Faculty. It's an exciting place to study, and it's an exciting place to work. If you want any more information, please have a look at the university, at our webpage on the university website. Thank you very much.
I realize you're looking forward to what is lying on the table, but just two more deans. The Faculty of Dentistry, Professor Yusuf Osman.
Hi, good morning, everybody. And I wouldn't want to be between you and that table, but anyway, I'm going to try to be brief. The Faculty of Dentistry is small compared to what you've just heard. We offer two professional programs. That's the program in oral hygiene and the program in dentistry. However, we punch far above our weight. This faculty contributes at least 50% of the dentists that qualify in this country annually. Our rector normally says that if you go to a dentist in the Western Cape, it's highly likely that he will or she will be a graduate of UWC. So we're in that league. However, it's a difficult program to get into. Last year, we had in excess of 2,000 applications, and we only accept 80 of those into the first year of study. But we have an excellent throughput rate. Of those that get into the program, at least 80% finish off in the minimum period of 5 years, and you must be thankful for that, because we must be thankful to you for that, because it's your preparedness that gets them through the program. So we say thank you very much for that. The problem with numbers is that we are restricted by the Health Professions Council of South Africa, because in the program we need to have a staff-student ratio of 1:5. That makes it a very labor-intensive program, and labor is expensive, so we can't expect more than that. The other problem we have is that the training is largely done in a community setting. We're fortunate and unfortunate in a way. Fortunate that we have a high burden of disease. Unfortunate because people suffer. They have toothache, they have whatever. The Western Cape is regarded as the caries capital of South Africa. It's also got the highest edentulous rate in South Africa. We all know about the Cape Gap and the Passion Gap and all that. For many years, people extracted their four front teeth for, I'm not sure, whatever reason, but we have to replace them. So the burden of disease is huge. But the fortunate part about that, that's the training ground for our students. Every external examiner that came to UWC marveled at our patient base. We see in excess of 120,000 patients a year in our facilities. We're in the heart of the communities. We're in Mitchell's Plain, in Gugulethu. We service the specialized hospitals. So there isn't a chance that a person will graduate at UWC without having experienced the disease profile in the country. That makes us an excellent training site. Now, that in itself has allowed us to become a collaborating partner with the WHO. Because of this huge disease burden and the technology that we have at our access, we now become trainers of the trainers. That means people come to us from all over Africa, and the program is to train the trainers.
And hopefully they'll go back and then can do the same training in their countries. We also have international partners that we collaborate with. And the DVC just made available an excellent video conferencing facility so we can have real-life, real-time interactions with our partners. And that's an amazing first for us. We are embarking on a new program sometime in the year. We have to do something about the disease of burden. And the only way we can resolve it is to try and tackle it from a childhood base. And we're joining the rest of the university with the early childhood disease and early childhood involvement. But from the dental part of it, we want to target 6-year-old children. So we're going to go out to the schools, and here it's the primary schools, not the high schools, but the primary schools. And we're going to target as many 6-year-old children where the first molar is just erupting. The slogan I came up with was "Seal the Cape," and I think that should appeal to politicians. Yeah. But we want to seal that first molar as it erupts at 6 years of age. And if we do that consistently for the next 5 years, just targeting the 6-year-olds, the chances are we'll have a different disease pattern 5 years from today. So we're hoping that that's the future, and that's where we're going to go. So that's where our energies are going to go. We offer a tremendous program, and I invite you to visit our facilities. I think they're world-class facilities. And thank you very much for your contribution to our throughput rate. Thanks very much.
Prof. Anthea Roda is the Dean of the Faculty of Community and Health Sciences.
Good morning, everybody. I want to add my greetings to my colleagues and to all of you, and especially acknowledge the members of the executive management here today. Oops. Okay. That done, let me say that we are the only faculty that is called the Faculty of Community and Health Sciences in the country. There might be a few more worldwide. As you might know, many of the other faculties of health sciences, either the Faculty of Health Sciences or Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences. And so in our name, it shows the passion that we have for communities and the importance that we place on engaging with communities. And so an important thing to note for us is that we've just moved half of the departments in our faculty to the CBD. So we play a role in extending the footprint of UWC. So in the Belleville area, if you're in Belleville, you're shopping at ShopRite, please pop in to come and see our wonderful facilities in Belleville. The departments that we have in our faculty, we train physiotherapists, occupational therapists, psychologists, social workers, dietetic and nutrition. On a postgraduate level, we have a school of public health. We also have a large school of nursing, so we train a large number of nurses in the Western Cape. Currently, we are restructuring our School of Natural Medicine to re-look at how we will maintain our focus and our footprint in natural medicine, but we will continue to look at that. We've got an interprofessional educational unit, which says that here we facilitate and we encourage our students to learn from and with each other. It's important to note that we also try and create an environment for our students to have a good learning experience. Some of the access programs or operations that we have is that we've got an articulation program with one of the TVET colleges where the students can articulate from the TVET college into our ACP extended curricular program in nursing. I think it's important to note that in our faculty we train professionals, so workplace learning, service learning, clinical practice is very important. Our students have the opportunity to gain experience on clinical practice across the clinical platform, which means that they get their practice in ICUs at Tygerberg, Red Cross, and Groote Schuur hospitals. In saying so, they also engage at community health centers on the various community health centers in the country, in the Western Cape, not in the country, as well as engaging with communities. We work a lot in communities such as Mitchell's Plain, the Vasanta Canal community, and we also do an outreach to Theewaterskloof as well. It's important to note that some of our alumni include the MEC of Health, Professor Mbombo, the physiotherapist of the rugby team, Rene, is from our physiotherapy department. An alumnus from this faculty is also currently been named as the ambassador to Belgium from Zambia. So we train and we facilitate and we engage with students to become champions and leaders. As I've said, in our faculty, we've got caring professions. So I want to encourage you, send your students to our faculty. We've become, for certain programs, the faculty of choice and not just the faculty of default. So you can send them to them as we train them and we assist them to become champions and leaders. And as we do that, we'll care for them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to all the deans. You would have noticed the enthusiasm of the deans, and I hope that you took a note here or there. But now we're going over to what you probably have been waiting for, and I'm going to ask Dr. Anita Morton, who's the Director Special Academic Projects in my office, to read the names of the schools in the categories that she will be indicating. If Catherine and Janine can please assist her, and Mr. Manya, if you can please assist me with the handing over of the awards. Then you would see our photographer is a very pedantic man. So he's going to be telling you which is your best side for the purpose of the photographs. Jeffrey will be trying to get the best out of all the photographs, so please take your time. And after that, I'll close very briefly, and I'll encourage you while you have breakfast to please also engage with each other as schools. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. We're going to be starting with the schools that are part of our community engagement partners. So the first school, the top school, is, first I have to say, we have some students in our midst. If your school's name is called out, please stand and applaud when your principal comes up. Our first school is Roosendaal High School. Professor Daniels, will you please come and assist? The second school is Bishop Lavis High School. School 3, Zikusanyel.
Zisukanyo.
Oh, sorry, Zisukanyo. Not here. Supumolela. Number 5, Luhlaza High School. Number 6 is Langa High School. Castlesplay Comprehensive High School, number 7. Number 8 is Bellville South, but they're not here. So number 9 is Spine Road High School. And the 10th school is John Ramsey High School, and they're not here either. Thank you. So now we get to the top feeder schools. School number 1, the Settlers High School. And do we have Shante Cockrell in the audience? Shante, can you please stand? And the other students from the Settlers High School that are in the audience? There we go. I'd just like to say that Shante is doing a master's and she's one of the top 10 students at UWC currently. The second school is the Kalen High School, and we have Clayton Kevin Baker as well. Is Clayton here? Number 3 is Fairmont College. Fairmont College not here. Number 4 is Mondale, and they're not coming. Number 5 is Spine Road, and they're not coming. Number 6, is Spine Road here? My apologies. Number 6 is Norman Henshelwood. Number 7 is Ryland's Eye. Number 8 is Paddock High School. Nine is Livingston High School. And number 10 is Belleville South High School. And we have Melissa Nozoku, who is part of the top 10. Number 11 is Pinelands, and they're not coming. Number 12 is Berkeley High School. Number 13, Milnerton High School. Number 14, South Peninsula High School. My high school. Just to add, that's my high school. Number 15, Weinberg Girls High School. Number 16, Elsie's River High School. Number 17, Hottentots Holland High School. Number 19 is Bernardino Heights, and they're not coming. Bernardino Heights? I'm sorry. I have it on my list. I'm not going to say that anymore. '21, Stellenberg High School. Did I say 8 minutes? Oh my goodness. Did I do 8 minutes? Didn't do it. Oh my. I just have to go back quickly. Number 18 is Worcester Gymnasium. I'm sorry, I didn't call out your name. Sorry. I'm so sorry. And Edgemead High School was number 20. Are we now Excelsior? Number 22, Excelsior Secondary School. Number 23, Malibu Secondary. Tableview High School. J.G. Meering. 25. Number 26 is Brackenfell High School. They're not here. Balhaar Secondary, number 27. Portland High School is number 28, and 29 is Islamia, and number 30 is Pelican Park High School. Number 31, Monument Park High. Number 32 is Groote Skeer High School. Number 33 is Tondakulu, and they're not here. Number 34 is GF Milan High School, and they're not here. Oh, they are? Thank you. Number 35, Alexander Sinton. Number 36 is Atlanta Secondary. They're not here. 37 is Rhodes High School. They're not here. Number 38 is Fairmont High School. And they're not here. Windsor High School is 39. Number 40 is the Center of Science and Technology. And we're down to the last 10. Number 41, Claremont High. Are they not here? Manzamtombo High, not here. Oh, they are here. Thank you. Oaklands High School. Number 44, Eben Donges. 45, Camps Fair High School. Not coming. Weinberg Secondary. 46. Weinberg Boys High School. Number 48 is Klein Niederberg Secondary. Number 49 is Bredarsdorp, and they're not coming. And number 50, special, Plumstead High School. And I'm done.
And now I realize I'm standing between you and what now basically became brunch. I just want to say thank you very much for encouraging your learners to come to UWC. Now note where you are in terms of our rankings. One of the principals indicated, oh, we moved up this year. So I hope that next year when you come back, you would also have moved up in the rankings. So if you're in the category 20 plus, try to be in the category 10 to 50 or to 20 or in the top 10. I would just like to say thank you to Romy Higgins that assisted us with the events planning, IA, with the marketing, and then in my office, Catherine Tebendevo and Janine Phyllis for all the other logistical arrangements. Thanks also for the students, the AEP students who offered their services free of charge to make sure that you could feel welcome and be accompanied here this morning. Please enjoy the rest of the time and do make sure that you take some of the material that we have upstairs, but also use this opportunity to engage with each other. Thank you very much. You're welcome to have some of the brunch. Thanks.